Chapter 5: Participating in Divine Nature. In Part 4 of the Ethics, Spinoza suggests that the more joyful we feel, the more we participate in divine nature. He distinguishes this empowering, joyful religious attitude from the moralizing, self-diminishing ethic promoted by contemporary Christian teachers. In his scholium to Proposition 45, Hatred Can Never Be Good, Spinoza criticizes a harsh and dismal superstition which prohibits enjoyment. He clearly has in mind ascetic practices and puritanical teachings that valorize the affects accompanying diminished power, humility, abjection, pity, melancholy, and so on, all species of sadness. My opinion at least is the following, and I have regulated my mind animum accordingly, he writes. No deity numen, nor anyone else, unless he is envious, takes pleasure in my lack of power and misfortune, nor does he ascribe to virtue or tears, sighs, fears, and other things of that kind, which are signs of a weak mind, animi. On the contrary, the greater the joy with which we are affected, the greater perfection to which we pass, i.e. the more we must participate in the divine nature. Io nos magis de natura divina participare necesse est. Spinoza repeats this point in Part 4's appendix. In proportion as we are affected with joy, we advance towards greater perfection and consequently participate more fully in the divine nature. Io magis de natura divina participamus. Note that these references to joyful participation concern not God per se, but God's nature. While we are all in God, we may share to a greater or lesser degree in God's nature, which Spinoza specifies as perfection. The English translations of these sentences introduce the preposition in to express the relation of participation. In medieval and later Latin, the verb participare does not usually go with the preposition in. Often it takes no preposition and may refer to a noun in the accusative, genitive, dative, or ablative case. Or it is used with de, signifying a relation of from or of. Spinoza quite conventionally always uses participare with de. Alternative translations of de natura divina participare might be partake of the divine nature or share the divine nature. This grammatical point could have significant metaphysical implications, since the phrase de natura divina participare need not express a relation of being in God at all. However, in the context of the ethics, Spinoza's ontological principle that whatever is in God and Deo est, and another, in alio, provides a metaphysical anchor and makes the English grammar of participation rather fallacious. For Spinoza, participate in the divine nature and does indeed signify participation in God's nature, since it is a way of being in God.